Thanks for watching the Accounting Guys YouTube channel. My name is Blake, and today we'll be talking about financial accounts and how best to set them up, as well as why it's best to reconcile inside of them in LightSpeed. Brian will be your trainer today. Hope you enjoy.
So first, let's go up to General Ledger, then down to Lists and Financial Accounts. A financial account is used when you're in your pay invoice screen to be able to pay for invoices, and it's also typically used for your bank accounts or credit cards, lines of credits, or loans. It's the ability to help you check off and make sure that you've recorded everything that's coming through the specific account. You can actually create a financial account for any non-scheduled GL account in LightSpeed, so a clearing account or a specific revenue account or something that you might be making adjustments in and you want to get it down to zero and make sure that you have all debits and credits that mark off. But for the most part, it's going to be a bank account or a credit card is what you're going to have in here. And so now that we're in our account list, we can see the accounts that we currently have. If you want to make a new one, it's very easy. You just hit new at the top. And then the account number it's wanting, this is actually more in reference to your bank account or card. So if you have 10 accounts, you can more easily identify them. Usually we suggest only putting the last 4 digits of any account number just for security purposes. Then you have an account name. So this account name, it's like you're nicknaming the account. You can have it match the GL account description, or you can, again, create just any nickname, something that's easy for you to remember. And what I like to remind my dealers when you're going to do this, think about when you're in your pay invoice screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go to pay invoices. When I choose an invoice to pay, then down here in my financial account, it's going to give me that drop down by that account. So again, you could have operating account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listed in your chart, but it's easier to remember, I've got an operating account, and then I have a payroll account, I have a wire account, and the different types of accounts there in order to remember. And one quick tip here regarding the account name is, in this dropdown, it's going to be alphabetized from A to Z. So we've got our AFCU, then Chase, then operating. So if you're wanting this operating account that's checking to be the main default one, the one that pops up first, you might put a space in front of it. You could put a number in front of it, something to get it inside of an order. Usually when you have a lot of financial accounts, we'll put a number in front to make it easier just as far as the sorting of it goes. And one thing here as well, you may not have all of your financial accounts listed here. So you might not want clearing accounts or loans or other things popping into this list. And we'll go back to our financial account. This account type, if you list it as checking, that's what's going to show up in your pay invoice screen to use it as something to pay for with your invoices. If you choose other, it'll allow you to reconcile it like a bank reconciliation using that module, but it's not going to be in your pay invoice screen. So we're going to go ahead and create one here. We'll just call this checking and payroll. And then on your GL account, you hit this binocular button to find the GL account that this is associated to. If you don't know how to create an account, we have another video that talks about the chart of accounts and how to create accounts. So be sure to reference that. So we'll choose this account here. And then to the right, you have transaction types. And so this is going to be, how does the money come in and out of this account? What types of the transaction types? So we have checks, or we have cash, we have EFT, just looking at what different transaction types we have. So typically with a bank account, you're going to have check, and that'll be your main one. You'll have EFT for electronic fund transfer, or some people will call that ACH. You might want to put one as wire. Some of this, as far as making the type or the code, it's the reason why you have multiple has to do with this reference number. So on an EFT and ACH or a wire, they're all kind of the same thing. You don't really care what that reference number is because it's not repetitive, you're not printing it. But with a check, you are not going to write a check number 100 and then another check with check number 100. Those have to be their own distinct value, and it will count and tick up just like how you're cutting a check out of your checkbook is. And so the reference number on these other ones, you don't have to have all of these transaction types. It's just listing the types that need a specific reference. And another thing that I see is with credit cards, you'll have a credit card where you'll have a statement, where the statement involves having 10 different employee credit cards in that full statement. If that's the case, they call that a central billed credit card statement. And so you'll want to create one financial account And if you want to be able to run reports out of LightSpeed that shows you the information by employee's card, you could create a type for each individual employee card. And then when you're in your pay invoice screen, we'll go into choose the financial account, transaction type. You could drop down into the different employee cards and you can see that reporting. Now that might be a little bit more work than you need, because you could just go ahead and run that report out of your bank as well. But if you do that extra step, it just makes it so that all your reporting comes out of LightSpeed. So talking about credit cards, one of the most common mistakes we see with dealers is they will be reconciling a credit card through a vendor. And in our opinion, it should always come through as a financial account, because as far as the rest of the system, when you're creating invoices, bringing in parts, it makes the reconciliation process so much cleaner if you have it as a financial account, because what you can do is you can go to the different vendors like Tucker-Rocky or Western Power Sports or different part suppliers, and when you're going to pay them, you just hit pay now and you say, how did I pay this well with my credit card? And it allows you to do a lot of different steps throughout the month versus when you're doing your statement. And we see a lot of frustration happening with clients where they're reconciling it as a vendor, because you have to have all of the pieces all at once, and it slows people down. And if you would like a little bit more training regarding credit cards or why that happens, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to, if you're currently having your credit card reconciled as a vendor but want to switch it to a financial account, we can help you do that pretty seamlessly, and promise it's going to make your life so much easier treating it as a financial account. And for a little bit more specific between what is the benefits of doing credit card through a vendor versus doing it as a financial account, I've created this little document that can explain a little bit more as to the benefits and what can it do, and the reasons why. We'll put a little snippet of this down in the comment section as well so that you can see it, but there's just so many more benefits to having it as a financial account. Can you reconcile a credit card as a vendor? Yes, you can, but you miss out on a lot. And if you're not sure what all of these mean, please feel free to reach out as well. Okay, so with a financial account, obviously we've shown you this feature where you can go and you can pay your invoices with it, but when you have a financial account, then that's what opens up this bank reconciliation module. And we're not going to go super into depth into this video today, but what this allows you to see is here's my financial accounts. And when you click on one at the bottom, it shows you the statement activity and when it's been approved and who's approved it, and gives you that accountability check to know that, yes, we've got everything done. And I'll just open this one up quickly here, where you can put in your statement date, put in your ending statement amount, and you check off and make sure, did I get everything recorded? And by the time you're done, this unreconciled button will be green. And so it again lists out all of the dates that got reconciled, who approved it, what was your balances, and so it's just another way to double check, yes, I've completed my accounting. And so it's very important that you do this with all of your bank accounts. Now that might be the accounts you typically think of, or the checking and savings account at your bank, but if you have a PayPal account, credit cards you're going to want in here. You might have loans that you put into here as well, just to make it easy for you to know, yes, have we already confirmed that balance? And the second part of why the bank reconciliation is nice, or having that financial account, is you don't have to continuously look at all the historical transactions, right? After you've reconciled that statement, you know, I've already checked everything, and it's only going to pop in your next reconciliation. It's going to pop in only the items left that you have to continue to watch and make sure that they go through the account. It's not all of the history inside of the GL account every single time. It's just new items that come through, so it makes things a little bit easier to understand.
That brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future trainings. As well as if you have any video recommendations or trainings you'd like to see in the future, go ahead and leave those down below in the comments. Those are the videos that we enjoy doing the best. If you have any questions or you'd like some dealership advice, there's a link down below in the description that you can schedule a time with one of our dealership experts. As well as right now, we're offering a free $1,000 health checkup to the people coming from our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.